Factor of number of moles we will discuss with the same chapter, that is fuel air cycles and their analysis. So what is factor of number of moles on the air standard fuel air cycle efficiency? As already mentioned, the number of molecules present in the cylinder after combustion depends upon the fuel air ratio, type and extent of reaction in the cylinder. According to the gas law, we have PV is equal to nRT, where n is the number of moles. So the pressure depends on the number of molecules or moles present. You can say pressure is directly proportional to number of moles. More are the number of moles, higher will the pressure achieved in the cylinder. So this has direct effect on amount of work the cylinder gases can impart on the piston. So you can see here comparison of air standard and fuel air cycles. In this section, reasons for difference between air standard cycles and fuel air cycles is discussed. The magnitude of difference between the two cycles can be attributed to the following factors. So first is character of the cycle due to assumptions. Second is equivalence ratio, that is actual fuel air ratio to stoichiometric fuel air ratio. Third is chemical composition of the fuel. So these three are the factors. So in figure 3.5 you can see shows the variation of efficiency with the mixture strength of fuel air cycle relative to that of air cycle, showing the gain in efficiency as the mixture become linear. It is seen from the figure 3.5 that the efficiency ratio which is fuel air cycle efficiency to air standard cycle efficiency increases as the mixture becomes linear and linear, tending towards the air standard cycle efficiency. It is to be noted that this trend exists at all compression ratio. You can see in this diagram when your relative fuel air ratio is almost zero, so your efficiency of fuel air cycle is equal to almost air standard cycle. I am repeating it again. When your relative fuel air ratio, or you can say when your fuel is almost negligible, when there is no fuel in the air fuel mixture, there is no fuel, almost a very negligible amount of fuel, the efficiency of a fuel air cycle becomes equal to the air standard cycle. Let's discuss here in this diagram. At very low fuel air ratio, the mixture would tend to behave like a perfect gas with constant specific heat. Cycles with lean to very lean mixtures tend towards air standard cycle. So if a mixture is very lean, so it means it will tend towards air standard cycles. So your fuel air cycle will behave like a air standard cycle. In such cycles, the pressure and temperature rises. Pressure and temperature is very high. Some of chemical reactions involved tend to be more complete as the pressure increases, because most of the reactions occur at higher pressure. We have two conditions for a reaction to occur. We need a pressure and high temperature. So if the pressure is higher, the reaction tends towards completion. So these considerations apply to constant volume as well as constant pressure cycles. The simple air standard cycle analysis cannot predict the variation of thermal efficiency with mixture strength, since air is assumed to be working medium. In a simple cycle, in simple air standard cycle, we can't analyze these things because we had only air. So we can't take into the fact of fuel air ratio. So we have to study fuel air cycles. However, fuel air cycle analysis suggests that the thermal efficiency will deteriorate as the mixture supplied to an engine is enriched. So your thermal efficiency will deteriorate as the mixture supplied to engine is enriched. This is explained by the increasing losses due to variable specific heats, because specific heat will vary, and dissociation will also come into play when the mixture is very rich as the mixture strength approaches chemically correct values. This is because the gas temperature goes up after combustion as the mixture strength approaches chemically correct values. Enrichment beyond the chemically correct ratio will lead to incomplete combustion and loss in thermal efficiency. Therefore, it will appear that thermal efficiency will increase as the mixture is made leaner. However, beyond a certain leaning, the combustion becomes erratic with loss of efficiency. Thus, the maximum efficiency is within the lean zone, very near to stoichiometric ratio. So you can say here your specific fuel consumption is minimum. We will discuss in this figure 3.6. You can see this first we will consider what we have in this figure. Figure 3.6 is plotted for different mixture strength for an engine running at constant speed and at constant throttle setting. So here in this figure what we assume, the engine speed is constant. If engine speed is constant, it means that amount of air fuel entering into the cylinder at the fixed speed. Okay, this loop gives an idea about the effect of mixture strength on specific fuel consumption. We will see here. Let's discuss this graph. So we have here mean effective pressure here on this side, that is maximum pressure on the piston. So the maximum pressure on the piston, as we know, will depend on the number of molecules which will push the piston downward. Okay, so first and on this side is specific fuel consumption. As for your information, what is specific fuel consumption? You can say if specific fuel consumption is less, you can say our engine is more efficient. So you can see at this point stoichiometric mixture. This is the you can say minimum specific fuel consumption here. So here the your engine will perform much efficiently. Okay, you can see here three curves. One is for air standard fuel cycle, second is your fuel air theory based cycle, and third is your actual curve, which is for actual engine. So we will see for air standard theory we don't have any fuel. Okay, we have only air. So if we have only air, it means your mean effective pressure throughout the cylinder will be same, because if we have only air, it means the amount of pressure produced in the cylinder throughout the you can say will be same. Okay, whatever the mean effective pressure, the you can say specific fuel consumption will be fixed. Okay, this is the curve for air standard theory. But we will take second curve, which is your our fuel air cycle. This curve, that is fuel air theory based curve. So you can see here when you go on this side, your mixture become rich. Your mixture become rich, and we will get this curve here. Okay, so your fuel consumption will start to increase, and your specific fuel consumption is highest at this point. Okay, and whatever the actual engine we have, that is as we had discussed in the start of this chapter, that why we won't consider air standard theory as a why we need fuel air theory apart from air standard theory, because this is the actual curve which internal combustion engine will produce. You can see here the starting is lean mixture, then your mixture will start follow this curve, specific fuel consumption will decrease, and your mean effective pressure will increase, and at this point your mean effective pressure specific fuel consumption is minimum, and when again you increase the mixture at this point you have the maximum mean effective pressure in the cylinder, and then this curve will go like this. Your mean effective pressure start to decrease instead of your rich mixture, because when your mixture become much rich, what will happen, you can say due to the dissociation and due to other factors, your mean effective pressure will start to decrease. So this is the point which we need. Okay, if for the maximum mean effective pressure and the maximum power output, we need this point. Okay, at this point, so it is slightly beyond the stoichiometric mixture, means slightly rich mixture will give us the maximum mean effective pressure. So we have, in a nutshell, we have three curves here, that is for air standard efficiency, which is not of much use, because in actual engine we don't have air, we have fuel, and this is what we have fuel air cycle analysis, which we are doing now in this chapter, and this is the actual curve which engine will produce. So this is up to here is the you can say specific fuel consumption and versus mean effective pressure at constant speed and constant throttling setting. In the next class we will discuss other parameters effect on the operating conditions of the engine. Subscribe this channel, and if you have any doubt and inquiry, you can put a comment in the below section.